Hello, my friends. How you doing today? I am tired. Listen, I'm tired. I'm gonna tell you why I'm tired. Okay, I had a mailman situation again. Once again, a little situation with the mailman. What? If you watch my channel, you know that I'm having this ongoing battle. And yes, I know you're going to comment below. I know you're going to comment. You're going to say, listen, call your post office, contact somebody, whatever. But I don't want to get my good mailman in trouble because this is his normal route. And he does a good job, okay? But this other guy, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'll put this down for. I'll put this one down. This is clean one. Listen, I don't. What happened there? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand why this guy keeps doing this to me. Okay, and I don't, like I said, I feel, this is my opinion, if I was to call the post office, or go down to the post office, say something to the post office, that they would check the route, they'd be like, okay, this is where this guy lives, okay, and then they would reprimand my regular mailman, because, listen, they don't know who actually did what on what day or whatever. I'm pretty sure they don't. So this is what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I was a little down. I was having a downer day. So you know how when I was downer day, I was having a moment, okay, where I was like, I messaged the wife. I'm like, listen, I just feel down today. I feel literally down, like a depression type down. I'm like, I need. I was having some kind of family issues, okay, and I was like, I need to get out of the house. Like I should not be in the house alone. I need to get out of the house. I need to go someplace. I need to go do some. No, I'm gonna do. She was gonna make food that night. She was gonna make some kind of pasta or something with cheese sauce or whatever that I wasn't gonna eat because I don't eat that crap. But I told her, I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out and buy something for me so I can make for supper myself. So I went and bought some chicken wings and stuff. And then I'm like, I'm gonna buy you some garlic bread to go with your pasta. So we were inviting my daughter over the house that night with her daughter, and we were gonna have some pasta. Normally it's pizza night, but I told the wife we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Like, hey, you're gonna do a little cooking, okay? But anyway, so I'm like, I just gotta get out of the house, okay? So I take off. It's a hot day, hot. It's one of those. It was one of those days where you the air conditioning going on in the house, and you leave the house, and you like, damn, I should just stayed home. But I went out because I was like, I don't want to be home alone. I just didn't want to be home alone. My son had gone. I think my son was working. And I was home. And I was like, I need to get out because I was having a little bit of emotional breakdown due to one of my other family members. Okay, so I was having a little problem. So I get in the car and I take my run to our local Walmart and I grab my bag of chicken wings. I grab my garlic bread, and there was something else I grabbed. I grabbed one more thing. There was three things I grabbed. No, I didn't grab three things. I'm sorry. Soda. I bought some soda so I can have my ice cold soda, because you know how I am about my ice cold Coke or Pepsi at 3 o'clock in the morning. If I don't have no ice cold Coke or Pepsi, you're gonna be a problem. Okay, I need to take my medication with my ice cold Coke or Pepsi, because I'm sure it's a really good idea to add some stimulants to your Xanax, to your anxiety medication. I'm sure it's a real good idea to add all the stimulants to that kind of medication. I'm being sarcastic. I know. Supposedly you're not supposed to. It's probably a good idea for people like me not to have a lot of caffeine or have any caffeine for that matter, because too much stimulants does mess you up. But anyway, I'm getting off track again as always, and I wanted this video to be a short one. I want to explain to you what happened. So I leave the house. I drive to Walmart, whatever, and I waited around the house all day. I knew I had packages coming. I knew they were coming. But then, listen, I'm talking, my mailman comes promptly. My normal mailman comes promptly at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, promptly. So even when I was working, I'd have my lunch break at 12 o'clock. I'd come home. I'd be able to get... That's the reason why I had my lunch break at 12 o'clock, is so I could get my mail, because I'm OCD about the mail. Listen, I get packages all the time. I don't want them sitting on the porch. Not because I'm worried about the neighbors, because I'm worried about the elements, okay? A dog might come by and take a leak on it, okay? The sun might be beating down on my Blu-rays and melting them, or records, or whatever I'm ordering could get damaged sitting on the porch with the sun beating on it and the elements. What if it starts pouring? Sometimes my mail mailman, the other mailman guy, he'll just throw it right on the front lawn or whatever. And what if it starts downpouring or whatever? Next thing you know, I got a saturated figure with the packaging all ruined, or I got a CD or Blu-ray with now it's all saturated with water because somebody didn't package it properly. This is an issue I deal with. So I waited, depressed and like anxious and upset, and I just wanted to get out of the house. And I waited till, I think it was like almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, almost 4 o'clock, because my son usually comes home a little bit after 4. So I was going to wait actually for him. But then I was like, you know what? I think I just need to be alone. I need to go out, be alone, get this job done, and I'll be good. So I leave, and actually, wait, what? Okay. I already got the mail, okay? The mail was delivered, okay? So I'm like in my head, this has happened to me before. This has happened to me before where you get a tracking number, and then all of a sudden the package doesn't show up, okay, at the time when they tell you it's supposed to show up. It says out for delivery, but then you don't get the package. And then later on, you check later on at night, and it goes, sorry, your package is running late, or it's been delayed, or something happened, or whatever at the post office. Whatever the case is, and then the package comes the next day. So that's what I was assuming happened here. I'm like, I already got the mail. It's coming USPS regular mail, so I already got the mail. The mailman should have brought the mail. It should have been there. It should have been in the container where we keep the mail, but it wasn't there. All it was in there was regular old mail. You know, I got sale flyers for this store, and sale flyers, and 101 different credit card applications I've been pre-approved for that they ain't gonna give me. That's what was in the mail. So I was like, I'm done. I guess I'm done for today. I can go out and I can enjoy my sanity being lost and go for a ride and go buy some chicken wings and some garlic bread and some soda. So I leave, and I'm gone for literally, let's say, half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe about 45. I don't want to exaggerate. Because it takes me I drive real slow, so it took me about 15 minutes to get to the place, or maybe a little bit longer. So maybe about 40, maybe not about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gone. All right. I come back to the house, and there it is. There it is, my friends. That dang orange sticker. You know, the orange piece of paper. You know that orange piece of paper. Listen, if you are a collector and you're waiting for stuff to get delivered to your house, you know the orange piece of paper I'm talking about. It's the sorry we missed you orange piece of paper held to my front door with a piece of masking tape. Yeah, that is a nightmare of mine. That in my basement flooding are my two nightmares. Okay, that's my nightmares. Okay, no, number one, I keep my collectibles down in the basement, and I don't want nothing to ever happen to that. So that drives me crazy. I lose sleep at night over that. And when one of these papers shows up because of my OCD problem, I don't want this stuff to go. Listen, this is my theory. Okay. This was already bouncing around in some of the back of somebody else's mail truck, okay? I don't know how long it was bouncing around. I'm sure they weren't all loving it, caring it the way I would love it and care it. No, this was bouncing around. Number one, this got bounced around from wherever it came from, the original location, to one mailman, to another mailman. Then it got to the post office. Then it bounced around probably some kind of sorting machine, like I see in the Grinch. You know what I mean? It's like there's a sorter or whatever that drops this stuff into the thing, and it's being pounded on. And then the mailman gets in his hands, he throws it in the truck. And if I get the good mailman, he's all showing it with love and affection. And then the other mailman, he'd be like punching the thing and not caring. Okay, so I'm scared. You know, when stuff gets shipped, I get nervous and I'm OCD about it. So I didn't want this thing to be taken back to the post office. So I run in the house. I rip it off the door. I look at the back of the thing. I'm like, ah. I go over to security cameras. I run back to security cameras. 10 minutes. I missed the guy by 10 minutes. So I'm like. So now it's got a QVC code or whatever it is. QVC code, is that they call those things, those little barcode things on the back that you can scan your thing, a QC code, QR code, what you know the code I'm talking about. And you can reschedule another drop off. So I'm checking the thing, see if your thing's there, maybe, because you can reschedule for the same day if you caught it in time. And the guy's 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I missed this guy, 10 minutes. So I'm like, so my son comes walking through the door, he's out of work. He's like, what's the matter, Dad? He sees me in a panic, walk around the house, I'm scanning things, whatever, I'm trying to get, and you can't get in touch with the post office through this QR code thing. It was such a pile of crap. I'm like trying to readjust. They're like, sorry, we cannot reschedule for another drop off. Sorry. I'm like, it was 10 minutes. You tell me this guy can't turn his little car around and turn the little, you know, the car's probably parked somewhere in the neighborhood. He's probably still carrying the box. He could just deliver it and bring it back in 10 minutes. I missed you 10 minutes. So my son gets dropped off, and I'm like, did you see the mailman out there? He's like, no, I haven't seen the mailman. I'm like, I'm going. Hey, I fly out of this house. Hey, man, it's hot. I'm flying. Jump in my car. Driving around the neighborhood. I'm hunting down the mailman. Listen. This was real. This was 100% real. I am hunting down my mailman. So finally, I'm like, So I was ready to give up hope. I couldn't find the car nowhere, okay? So then I head down the side street or whatever. I see the mail truck at the end of the road. I'm like, there it is. This has to be my mailman. It's in my neighborhood, okay? This has to be my mailman. Now, the guy's standing with his back to me, and from behind, he looks like my mailman. He looks like my regular, everyday drop-off mailman. He looks like the regular guy from behind. That's what he looked like from behind. Yeah, he had the shorts. Okay, my mailman wears the bucket hat and he wears the shorts. That's his normal attire during the summer because it's hot out there. And I don't blame him for wearing the bucket hat and the shorts. But I thought this was the guy, so I run up behind him, scared the bejesus out of this guy. Cause I tapped my shoulder. He's like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And it was a younger kid. It was a younger kid, and I'm like, I'm like, I'm looking for my mailman. And he's like, where do you live? And I give him my address, and he's like, yeah. He goes, I took over for him today. I'm like, well, I got this, and I'm holding the thing in my hand. I got this, like I'm Charlie Bucket, and I just got the golden ticket, and I want to redeem. Okay, I'm like, I just got this. I just want to get my package. Do you have it on your truck? Is it on your truck? No. We just tagged off. Sometimes we do that. He went back to the post office, but if you go to the post office right now, you could probably go get your package in the post office. I'm like, so you say it's gonna be at the post office? He's like, yeah, it's gonna be at the post office. Listen, I'll tell you right now, I hopped. Now, we're talking, post office over here closed like 5 o'clock, okay? This is now 4:40 something or other, okay? I hopped in that car, and I'll tell you right, I had the Dukes of Hazzard song going on in my, just the good old boys. I mean, listen, if I could have slid across the roof of my car and jumped into the driver's side of the window and took off, that would have been me. I was on a mission to get my dang packages before they went back through the sorting system and then had to be redelivered by God knows whose mailman tomorrow, okay? Because this was my regular mailman. I knew he was still giving us some love, but then I knew the next day was gonna be it might have been that guy. It might have been that guy that kicks my stuff across the porch, and I pay a lot of money for this stuff, okay? You know, actually the wife pays a lot of money for this stuff, but it's mine, you know, and it's our property. It should be respected. So I get to the post office, and there's this guy there, and I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, it's 4:50 something or whatever. I don't know how the post office works, but I know tell me if this ever happened to you. You've been in a line at like a Walmart for like 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever, then you get to the front of the line, and the lady looks at you, shuts off that dang light, and goes, sorry, I'm closed. And that's what I felt was going to happen with the post office. I felt like she was going to tend to this man, and then she's going to look at me and say, it's 5 o'clock right now. I'm sorry, I can't really do it. Help you out with what you need. Because this was a little bit of a chore what she was going to have to go do. She was going to have to hunt down the packages that got returned from the post from the post for today. Number one, she had to make sure that the guy returned with the package yet. We don't know. I don't know. I didn't know. So, but there's this guy here, and I'm standing there, and I got the antsy thing going on. My legs are moving, and my head's moving. I could have started breaking into some Stevie Wonder. I'm sorry, my Cherie Amour, pretty little. Listen. I was in some kind of weird trance. Okay, I was Bob Marley in it. There was all kinds of stuff going on in my head. My legs were moving. I'm like, don't worry about a thing. I'm like, but the guy, obviously going through some kind of crisis of himself. He's a construction worker. I mean, I heard the whole story. I'm a construction worker, but I can't seem to keep my employees. So I'm actually I'm thinking about closing my business, and I want to become a postman, but I just had 2 knee and hip replacements, and I'm like, God help me, please. I just want to get my package. The conversation went on with this guy. Hey, God bless him. You know, construction's hard work. I ain't holding nothing against the guy, but it was now 5:10. It was like 5:10, 5:15. This place is officially closed, okay? It's closed. This lady seemed really nice, but I didn't know if she was going to want to help me after this, and he's got the lean going on. You know the lean? When you've been talking so long, and you had some knee and hip replacements, I guess, you got the lean going on. Now, he's like leaning against the counter. She's way over there. behind the glass, you know what I mean? Because they got the vid glass going on. But he's over there, and he's leaning, and you can tell he's been there for a long time. This story was a long story that he was going on with, and I needed to do some business. And there was a guy that was behind me. I felt bad for the guy, because I'm like, if she says no to me, she's going to say no to him, and he's going to blame me. I hope he doesn't blame me, because I've been standing here patiently, quietly, wildly. What's a wily? I was quietly waiting. Wily. That's it. Waiting and quietly. I was quietly waiting for this guy to finish his conversation. He wanted to be a mailman. Bottom line, that's what it was. He wanted to be a mailman, but he's like, I don't know if I can do it because I just had knee and hip replacement surgery, and I'm guessing there's a lot of walking involved in being a mailman. Yes, there's a lot of walking involved in being a mailman. Listen, lady, please just. Listen, he could come back tomorrow. Because all of his construction guys that he was working for him, they quit, and that's why he's there today, telling you that he wants to be a mailman now, because he don't have no more construction work, because all of the construction working guys quit. He'll be here tomorrow. Please, I'm standing here. Please. I got the dang paper. And she saw the paper. She was probably like, that guy. It's gonna be one of those guys with the paper asking me to go in the back and go hunt something down that just got delivered. I'm sure they go through these things. I'm sure I'm not the only idiot out there running around with that dang orange piece of paper trying to get this stuff. So anyway, the guy finally finishes his story, hip replacement. He wants to be a mailman. Maybe he ended it with, maybe it might not be a good idea. I don't know. I right from the beginning of the story, I was ready to look at him going, buddy, you've just had knee replacement surgery, hip replacement surgery. My mailman walks all over the damn place. This might not be the right job for you. You might want, if they give you a golf cart or something, and you can go from like house, maybe a paper boy. Maybe you can just drive by houses and throw the paper, if that's even a thing anymore. I don't know. With Google and all that other stuff, I don't even think we need paper boys anymore. But if there's a paper boy job out there, maybe with your knee and hip and everything replacement, maybe you should just be a paper boy. I mean, it would be easier on your back, your legs, and everything. You just drive by the house, you open up the window, you just throw the paper out onto the front lawn. But walking from house to house, you're going to be mess yourself up, buddy. I was ready to tell him, listen, God bless you, my friend. Listen, construction's hard work. It's hot out there. I feel for those guys. When those guys are up on the roof and they're pounding nails and stuff like that, and they're doing that, I feel for those people, man. Believe me. And you look like he was an older man. He was like in his 60s or whatever. It looks like you've been doing this for a while. He was all covered with the soot and dust and everything from probably sheetrocking or whatever he was doing. And I was like, I feel bad for you. Believe me, I feel for you. But buddy, you got to go. And this mailman, no, not a good job for you. He's like, well, maybe. I mean, I got way too wrapped up in this stuff. I mean, he was talking about maybe he could just be a mail sorter. Maybe, I got way too wrapped up in the story because I was there way too long, okay? So, finally, the guy leaves, and she's like, can I help you, sir? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, I got one of these. And, of course, it's in my wife's name, because everything that arrives here is in my wife's name. She's like, you're, I'm like, so now we're funny. You know, I mean, it's like, listen, lady, you have no idea what I've been through, but they give a cracking joke. Yes, I'm a female. Okay, I am my wife. Okay, look at me. Okay, check me out. Yes, I'm in my pretty little summer dress. Okay, and I'm here to pick up my mail. No, you. And she's like, ha ha ha. I know, I know that you're not with the name on it, but you got the paper, so I can help you. I'm like, yes. I'm like, okay, so I followed the mailman, and I tell him the story. I followed the mailman, wrong mailman. Mailman says if I get back there fast enough, I can get my packages. So she goes, let me check the back. I'm like, yes, she's going to check the back. She's not throwing me out. She's going to check the back. Hey, 2 seconds. I'm going to give it to this woman. I don't know her name. I hate that about me sometimes. They wear the name tags, but then I'm like, because I'm the type of person, and no joke, we had a woman the other day at Tractor Supply. We were looking for something because I was being attacked by hornets outside, and she literally went on her phone and found the location of the stuff, and then they didn't have the stuff that I needed at the Tractor Supply. So I'm not gonna go too far off base on this there, but she was like, "But you can get this at Home Depot," and that's very rare for somebody to help you to the point where they send you to another store. You know, they usually want your business, so usually they try to push something else on you from their store. But I do buy a lot of stuff from Tractor Supply because I have chickens, okay? I have chickens, and I feed the chickens from the Tractor Supply stuff. You can't get chicken feed from Home Depot. But, and the woman doesn't know me. She didn't know me, but wow, helpful as can be. Yes, you can get it from here. And and the other woman on the side of her used to work for Home Depot and even gave us the aisle number where to get the stuff from to kill the bees. Oh, and by the way, if you're having problems with not honeybees, they're supposed to be extracted or whatever. The ones that they give you pollen and everything like that. The ones that pollinate things. They make the hives with the honey and everything. And people want to save them. It's probably like good for the environment, whatever. These were like these were yellow jackets. These were like nasty, angry little hornets. They were angry, okay? And we had a beekeeper guy come out, and he looked at me and goes, I don't want them. And I was like, neither do I. So he's like, I'm not taking them. And I'm like, why not? Please, just take them. We don't want them. He's like, oh, I can give you some hints. I can give you some advice. And he told us to get some diatomaceous earth, okay? Dudes, look it up. It's some kind of thing that kills grubs or whatever. Hey, I pumped that stuff into the wall. Every hornet dead, gone. I haven't seen one since. It was amazing. But anyway, wow, where am I? I'm at the post office. So she comes out with the package. She goes, here you go. You got to sign for this. And I got home and I opened a package. This what was in it? Two Sideshow figures. Okay. Which, if you are a 1.6 scale, 1/6 scale collector, you know what these things cost. These are like $250 to $300 figures. Okay. So I got two here. We're talking like almost $600. You want $600 of your stuff being bounced around out there in the environment. Okay, I ordered these things a long time ago, okay? And I bought these from a person that they were like, okay, yeah, we'll send them out. But listen, I was really, because they gave me such a good deal, they were like, well, we're not going on vacation and we're not coming back to whatever time. And is it all right if I mail them back? I'm like, listen, I don't care when you mail them back. I want you to take your time with the packaging, take your time with the wrapping, take your time with everything. And that's what they did. And I ended up with a real good deal. So let me show you what I got. Let me show you what I got, you 1/6 scale collector. So this is a little bit of a rant slash figure video. Yeah, I got a 1/6 scale. I forgot what they call this one. They call this like lady face or woman face or pretty. I think it's called pretty face leather face. Okay, this is the one where he's yeah, what, ready? There's the front. Okay, Sideshow collectibles. And I've been trying to stay away from Sideshow. I've been trying to do just Hot Toys or like the third party stuff, because the Sideshow stuff I never really thought they put a lot of love and care, and I have a lot of Sideshow stuff. And back in the day when they first started making Sideshow figures, 12-inch figures, 1/6 scale figures, they did their best. But you know what, time and technology and everything, I mean, they just do stuff so much better now. And here's what he looks like when I take the little cover thing off there. He's still got some cool little leather face things going on inside. They really did comes with 2 head sculpts. I was a little concerned. I emailed the guy, and I'm not going to try to get into like too much of the unboxings of this thing here, because all right, so it comes with a stand. Let me move this way. I'll go this way. Okay, stand, bunch of hands, apron. Okay, there we go there. Stand, bunch of hands, and apron. I think I got that all right. And then I want to take Leatherface out of the box only because I want you to see what I saw. Because I was, like I said, I own every single Sideshow horror figure that they released back in the day when Sideshow first started. And I wasn't that impressed. I mean, I bought them because I was a fan of horror movies and I wanted to have the horror figures. But when I actually received them, I never. Number one, I was wondering. I don't open. This was back in the day when I didn't open things. I didn't open them and want to display them in a cabinet. So I still have the complete sets, all still in the boxes. They never exited their boxes. They're still in their boxes, but they didn't look like what these figures look like now. So with the new technology that they got nowadays, they're able to make some pretty amazing things. And look at this. This is I believe they call this one Pretty Face Leatherface or whatever. Or Pretty Woman Leatherface. I think that's what they're calling it, because he's wearing, I think, the female face. But this is like a very I mean, the padding and everything. He's padded, and he's even padded down here. Like they made him look like Leatherface should actually look. Now the mask doesn't come off. He does have a interchangeable head. There is a head that another head that he came with. I want to go back a little bit here so you guys can see him from far away. And I'll tell you right now, this was the first one I opened, the first one I picked up, the first one I checked out, and I'm like, wow, I was impressed. Sideshow has come a long way since their original line of horror figures, because this is high quality stuff. And I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm more of a fan of the Leatherface with the yellow. I'll call him the yellow version, okay? Because he's very yellow, okay? You 1/6 scale or Leatherface collectors or Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre fans, you know what I'm talking about. He's very yellowish in most of his other stuff. He's got his aprons yellow, and usually his seems a lot of yellow to him. I don't know. I have a lot of different Leatherface figures, and it just seems very yellowish. This one's more of like a dark one there, but they are releasing the regular Leatherface. I think they're calling him Angry Face Leatherface or something like that, whatever. But he comes with this is the Leatherface. Let me grab this stuff over here and put him back in the box, and I'll box everything back later on. He comes with his chainsaw, which I thought the chainsaw was a major improvement from the old school chainsaws that you used to get back in the day. Hopefully my camera is focusing on that. Okay, because if you got a Leatherface, you can't have a Leatherface without a chainsaw. And then I haven't even picked this up yet. It is a plastic head. I usually like when they use the metal head. They use metal to make the sledgehammer. He's got a little filleting knife down the bottom, and then he has an alternate head, which I was concerned because the pictures didn't show him with the alternate head. But I'm never going to use the alternate head because I really don't kind of care for the alternate head. Let me get that up there. Put that up there like there. How did I do this the other day? I went like that, and then there you go. That's what I did. I went like that. Yeah, it's like this reminds me more of like the head that was like on the table on Friday the 13th, like Mama's head. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's kind of big and bulky, and I understand this is probably the lady face or whatever it is that they were. I mean, this one he's got the makeup on and everything, but I personally, and I'm probably a very rare breed because I have a thing for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I just absolutely love it. I like some people, their favorite horror characters might be a Chucky or Freddy or Jason or Michael Myers or whatever. Mine's has always been Leatherface. I have no idea. I think what the fascination was when I was little. At Kmart, there was a copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'll put a picture of it over here because it's so nostalgic and so cool. There was a copy of, I don't know if you remember back in the day, Kmart used to have like these spinning racks of like cheap VHS tapes. And on that spinning rack for, I believe, $2.99 was a copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this specific copy. And I was like, okay, well, I just got my VCR and everything. I was like, this is like when VCRs first came out, and like I finally got. Wow, I'm having a big problem putting it back in the. Hold on, people. When VCRs first came out, they were a little expensive and tough to come by. But then finally the prices started dropping, and then they started selling VCR tapes at the stores, and the prices started becoming a little bit more reasonable. Okay, originally you couldn't get a VCR tape at a store; you could only rent them. But then all of a sudden they were reasonably at this. I am having a big problem with this. Yeah, I ain't gonna be doing this one with the next one. This ain't gonna happen. This is bad. So I picked it up and I brought it home. And normal people would say that a Texas Chainsaw Massacre scared the crap out of them. Okay, that's what normal. You know what? I'm gonna deal with this later. Normal people would say, I'll take care of it later. Normal people would say that Texas Chainsaw Massacre would scare them. Me, it was kind of strange because I kind of related with the character of Leatherface. I felt like he was it was like you knew he had issues. And I felt like he was traumatized. Listen, I know I'm going to get some weird comments on this one, but I almost felt like he was... Now, I'm talking about the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All these other ones that they've done after this, where they explain a little bit more of the situation or whatever, and the remakes and the reboots and all that other stuff. I'm talking about the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I almost felt like he was a victim of the society, a victim of what he grew up knowing. Okay, he was raised to be a certain way by this crazy. His family was crazy. They were crazy, grave robbing people or whatever. And you, during the time when you saw the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you didn't know that he had like what his backstory was. You didn't know that he had issues with certain things. You know what I mean? You didn't know anything about this character. But there's a scene in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you Texas Chainsaw Massacre fans, you comment away, when Leatherface has a breakdown in that room with all the chicken feathers and like this weird, strange room. And he has like this breakdown where he just sits down, and he puts his both hands on his face, and it seems to me like he's crying, like he's having like an emotional breakdown. And maybe there's something wrong with me. I had a moment with Mr. Leatherface there, and I felt like he was like torn between, is this what he's supposed to be doing? Is this not what he's supposed to be doing? I don't think he knew right from wrong. I don't think he was raised to know right from wrong. I think he was raised in a crazy house with a bunch of crazy people, and he didn't know what was right from wrong, but he didn't really want to hurt the girl. But then he did want to hurt the girl because that's what he's raised to know what to do, is to hurt the girl. And then, I don't know. I don't. To me, I felt like there's more. There's more to like all these little these spin-offs and these prequels and sequels and all these other things that they did. I personally think there's more to Leatherface than meets the eye. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the first movie, just the first movie. I always felt like there was more to Leatherface than met the eye. That's it. I'm putting that over there. I'll fix that later because I'll show you what else is in this other box over here. And then I got the other one over here, and I'm not gonna go through all that. I'm gonna give you the quick version because that I don't know. I get it now. I'm gonna have to go. And this one is a Freddy. Why? Because I've recently gotten back into Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll be honest with you. I got away from it for a while. I was a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan as a kid. I mean, like Leatherface. Okay, I want you to take it. I want to take you back to the early '90s. Okay, take you back to the early '90s. Okay, now you're a kid in the early '90s and '80s. Actually, late '80s, early '90s. Okay, yeah, it would have been late '80s, mid '80s. Okay, whatever. Nightmare on Elm Street came out, and you were a kid that saw Freddy Krueger. I'm sorry, man. He had appeal. He was the first talking. To me, or I remember anyway, the first ever talking interactive killer horror movie character. Okay, he told jokes. Okay, Freddy told jokes, and he was very charismatic. You know what I mean? It's like you couldn't wait to see him on the screen. It was almost like a lot of those movies that we see nowadays. And you're like kind of like the Joker from Dark Knight. Like you waited, like Batman's cool and everything, but you're waiting for Freddy. Like you got all these heroines and heroesses or whatever. Is it heroess a word? The guys and the girls in the movies, but then you were waiting for Freddy to show up in part 1, okay? And then part 2, you were like, I don't know what's going on here. This part 2 is kind of like part 1, but not really. It's kind of like the same exact movie. But then part 3 came out. And damn, okay, I gotta say, damn, part 3, hands down, I think everybody's favorite Friday the 13th, sorry. Everybody's favorite Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, the Dream Warriors loved. I went to go see that in the movie theater, and I fell in love with me some Freddy. I mean, I bought the hat, I bought the mask, I bought the fake glove. I was running around. I wanted to be threatening people in their dreams. I wanted to be Freddy. So recently, I got a real good deal on some replica Freddy gloves for my collection, and I was like, the gloves would just look awesome surrounded by a replica Freddy. But I do own the original Sideshow Freddy, and I gotta tell you, actually I own three or four replica Sideshow Freddys, which from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. It was a special edition one. It actually has the fingers that were the syringes where he went after the girl or whatever. I have the one with him without his makeup from I believe that was oh wow, I'm really kicking my Nightmare on Elm Street here. That was Nightmare on Elm Street it was like the final one. Was it the Final Nightmare? Is that no, it wasn't Final Nightmare. Well, I got more than that because I even have the one from Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And so I had the one with Freddy when he wasn't Freddy yet, before he got burnt. I got that one, and then I got Freddy from the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and then there's Freddy from the Dream Warriors, and then there's another Freddy from the Dream Warriors. So I got quite a few Freddys, but this one in particular caught my eye because he's got real metal blades, and yeah, I wasn't gonna do it. But his hands on this Freddy figure, I can't. I'm going to put some pictures up here. But when you open up, this is what you see. I don't want to take the whole thing out of the box, because I just think that I'll do, when I get my little spindle stand and everything, I'll do a unboxing properly of the Freddy. But there's the front, there's the back. But he comes with, this is the special edition, the Sideshow exclusive. So I was happy to get the deal, because the Sideshow exclusive, Sideshow exclusive. What's exclusive about this figure is he comes with a pointing finger. It's like Freddy pointing at you with his but the fingers themselves, not the fingers, but the blades on the gloves are made out of real metal. So, I mean, once I saw Leatherface, I was like, now I got to get Freddy, and now this started to open up a whole kettle of worms, because now I was negotiating with this guy this weekend to try to get a Michael Myers, and then the yellower Leatherface is coming out, and there's also a Jason Voorhees, which that's got to go in my case along with my Terrifier, my Art the Clown, and my Pennywise that I got from Hot Toys. That's going to be like a whole detour of horror. And the only one that I'm on the fence about is Ghostface from Scream. I feel like I should buy him because he's part of the set, but I'm not that big of a Scream fan. I just think that maybe not so much. I'm a fan of the first movie, but the Scream character, there's not much to him. It's a guy in a mask. It's a guy in a. I mean, it's not like he's got metal. He's gonna have black gloves and whatever. I'll put that over there, and I'll put these over there. I'll rebox. Wait a minute. I'll put these over there. I'll rebox these things back up for you guys. For me later on. And yeah. So yeah, I'm on the fence about the Scream. Because they're pricey. I mean, the guy gave me a good deal on those two. The Michael Myers was actually like a couple $100 or whatever. But I did the PayPal pay in four, so technically it's gonna cost me $50 bi-weekly for four payments or whatever, and then it'll cost $200 total to pay off that thing. And then I was gonna pre-order the Jason and pre-order the Leatherface, but I got some other stuff I gotta pay for, and I still ain't working. I still got no income. I gotta hit that 1,000 subscribers mark. So with that said, my friends, please do me a favor. Please, okay? Please hit that like button, because that helps with the algorithm thing there. Hit the bell. Hit the bell so that way you know when you're notified, because I'm trying to post as much as I possibly can, because I'm trying to build up that subscriber count. And I will definitely be seeing you later. You should have saved me some.